Welcome to Knowledge Studio channel. In this video, we will study about Chapter 2 of NCERT Class 7 Science, which is Exploring Substances, Acidic, Basic and Neutral. इस चैप्टर के फर्स्ट पार्ट की वीडियो पहले ही आ चुकी है, जिसमें हमने क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ सब्सटेंसेस के बारे में पढ़ा था, जिससे हमें उनके एसिडिक, बेसिक और न्यूट्रल नेचर के बारे में पता लगा था. We have discussed what are acid-base indicators and how their color changes separately in acidic and basic medium. In this video, we will discuss about other types of indicators that we can use and what happens when we mix acid and base together. We will also learn some applications for this process. आइए एक बार रिकैप कर लेते हैं जो अब तक हमने पढ़ा है. There are two types of acid-base indicators that we have studied. One is litmus paper, जो कि दो colors में available होता है generally. One is blue litmus paper, which is used to detect acidic substances, and it changes the color to red. While red litmus paper is helpful in detecting the base substances, जो कि इस टेबल में क्लियर है. Similarly, there is another acid-base indicator which we have studied. We can prepare using the red rose flower, जो एक पिंकिश कलर सॉल्यूशन होता है जो एसिड को रेड कलर में और बेस को ग्रीन कलर में चेंज करता है. Neutral are substances are those substances that do not change the color of any indicator, as these do not contain any acids or bases. तो मैं आपको सजेस्ट करूंगा कि आप एक ऐसी टेबल बना के रखना जिसमें आपको हर इंडिकेटर का इंफॉर्मेशन मेंशन होता है कि वो कैसे कलर को चेंज करता है विद एसिडिक एंड बेसिक सब्सटेंसेस. Let us study another type of indicator that we can use, which is generally based on kitchen ingredient और generally available होता ही है, and वो है टर्मरिक. तो हम टर्मरिक के थ्रू भी इंडिकेटर्स प्रिपेयर कर सकते हैं जो कि किसी भी सब्सटेंस में एसिड और बेस को डिटेक्ट कर सकता है. सो आइए इसको एक एक्टिविटी से समझते हैं. हाउ वी कैन प्रिपेयर टर्मरिक इंडिकेटर्स. We can prepare turmeric paste by mixing a spoonful of turmeric with water. Dip a piece of filter paper in paste to get turmeric paper strips, which are yellowish in color, as you can see in the side figure. Now we can use the same samples that we used earlier and put a drop of each solution on these paper strips and wait for some time. We observe that there is change in color of turmeric strips for each category of the substances. Again, we categorize the results into a tabular form for three type of substances. We can see that yellow color of the paper strips do not change when a drop of lemon juice or tamarind water is added, which means that added acids do not show any change in color. For group P substances, also known as base, we see that yellow color of the strip is changed into red or orange color after adding few drops of base solution. Also for neutral substances such as water, salt, sugar solution, there is no change in the color of turmeric yellow strips. Hence, we can understand that turmeric indicators they can only be used to check for base substances और इसलिए इनको हम partial indicator भी कहते हैं. Why? Because there is no change in yellow strips for acidic as well as neutral substance. अगर हमें लेमन जूस या प्लेन वाटर को टेस्ट करना है तो टर्मरिक इंडिकेटर इज नॉट द बेस्ट चॉइस एंड वी शुड यूज अदर इंडिकेटर्स. एग्जाम में यहाँ से क्वेश्चन आ जाता है, सो रिमेंबर दिस पॉइंट. There is a problem we face when we generally wash white cloth with curry stain with a detergent which is a base. जैसा कि हमने अभी देखा है, जब कोई बेस सब्सटेंस टर्मरिक से रिएक्ट करता है, so it changes the color of turmeric to orange color. So it means that it will leave a stain on the white shirt or cloth when we wash the cloth with the base solution. क्लोथ तो साफ हो जाता है बट जो कलर्ड स्टेन है वो रह जाता है. So it is advised not to use detergent solution only to wash white clothes with curry stains. So what we do, generally markets may there are other special detergents available that uses a mild acid to neutralize the soap solution and helps to remove the dirt from the cloth. We will talk about this neutralization process later in this video, but it is important that we should not use only the detergent to wash white clothes with dirt. There is a special note here. You can see that turmeric is used for not only for spice in kitchen but also has very health benefits, which is approved by Ayurveda of India medicinal system. We can use the chemical properties of this turmeric indicator. How? There is a fun activity that is related to this color change of turmeric indicators that we can use at home to show to our relatives or at annual science day in schools. So method one may we apply a turmeric paste on a white sheet of paper. We allow it dry to some time and then we see a yellowish color. Now we write a message with a brush dipped in solution made of base substances. Soap solution ले सकते हैं. And as soon as we write the message, it changes the color of the message. जैसा कि साइड बॉक्स में आप देख सकते हैं. Also in method 2, may we write a message with a directly with a soap solution. So paper will soak this and the message become invisible after some time. However, as soon as we spray the turmeric solution on this paper, the hidden message on the paper becomes visible again all of a sudden. So it will feel like a magic to other person who doesn't know the science behind this process. Now let us study about the fourth type of indicators that we can use, and they are based on our smelling ability. All the indicators that we used earlier, they show a change in color that we can see through our eyes. But how these olfactory indicators, they are different from those that we studied earlier. Let us see the definition first. So, olfactory indicators are those substances that change their odor or smell in acidic and base medium. Examples of olfactory indicators are onion, garlic smell, tea leaves aroma. So, we can use the smell of these substances to check whether anything is made up of acid or base. To understand this, we perform an activity. We take some freshly chopped onions in a container with some strips of cotton cloth. We close the container overnight so that onion smell is absorbed fully. Now the onion strips are ready for test. For this, we place a few drops of baking soda and tamarind water one by one and smell the strip. What do we observe? We observe that in the strip with baking soda solution, the smell of the onion disappears and the strip becomes odorless. There is no smell of onion. On the other hand, strip dipped in tamarind water, which is an acid, no or weak change in the smell of onion is observed. So what we can conclude from this activity that onion is a partial olfactory indicator as it changes the smell in basic medium only and hence it is used to detect base substance only. Let us see what happens when we mix acids and base together. अभी तक जो हमने एक्टिविटीज देखी हैं, it seems that acid and bases are completely different from each other. So what happens when we mix them together? The final solution will be of acidic nature or basic nature. Let us understand through this activity where we alternate between acid and base solution. So उसके लिए हम एक टेस्ट ट्यूब लेते हैं. We add 1 drop of lemon juice, 20 drops of water and add a drop of blue litmus solution. So you know that the color of the blue litmus solution changes to red. Now we slowly add drops of soap solution with dropper and mix. Again, we observe the color change and then after that we again add 1 drop of lemon juice and notice the change in color. What do we observe? is that initial solution was red because it was completely acidic, made by lemon juice. But as soon as we add the soap solution, the color of the solution eventually changes to blue. And again, if we add lemon juice, then the solution turns red again, which means that the final solution is made up of either acidic or base, depending on what we put. What we understand from this activity. So, as we have seen, that solution in the test tube changes its nature each time we add new substance, and it neutralizes the effect of the other solution that we put earlier. So basically, the nature of the final solution changes from acid to base and again back to acid. We can say that solution in the test tube changes its nature when acid and bases are mixed together. They neutralize the effect of each other through neutralization reactions. So when the solution of an acid is mixed with the solution of a base in a sufficient quantity, the resulting solution is neither acidic nor basic. Why this happens? It happens through neutralization reaction. The chemical reaction in which acid and base neutralize the effect of each other is called as neutralization reaction. In a neutralization reaction, salt and water are formed with the release of heat, which can be described through this equation. So, as we have seen through this activity, that the change of the acid to base is dependent how much quantity we take. But the important key point is that जब कभी भी हम एसिड और बेसिस को मिक्स करते हैं तो दे न्यूट्रलाइज बाय इफेक्ट ऑफ ईच अदर. सो जो फाइनल प्रोडक्ट हमें मिलता है वो न्यूट्रल ही होता है, विच इज आइदर सॉल्ट विच इज न्यूट्रल, water which is again neutral, and heat is released. So now we come to the last topic of this chapter, and we understand the importance of neutralization reaction that we have seen earlier, that what happens when we mix acid and base together. So first application is based on the medicinal properties. That is when a red ant bites. Generally, if we are walking in the garden, then we often experience a red ant bite. So problem is that when a red ant bite the human skin, it causes the redness of skin with irritation or some pain. How we can cure it? It is suggested to apply moist baking soda to affected area that relieves the pain. या आपने अपने सोचा होगा कभी भी घर में, या लाइक कहते हैं ना दादी माँ नानी के नुस्खे, कि कभी भी चींटी काटती है तो उसमें हम बेकिंग सोडा लगा देते हैं. तो ऐसा क्यों होता है? So reason behind is that when an ant bites, it injects an acidic liquid, formic acid, into the skin. The effect of acid can be minimized, neutralized by rubbing moist baking soda, which is a base. जैसा अभी हमने लास्ट टॉपिक में समझा है कि एसिड एंड बेस दे neutralize, they cancel each other effect. So when the person which is bitten by this red ant, the person gets relieved by applying a baking soda on the affected area. Where else we use these neutralization reactions? So we can also use in agriculture to neutralize the excess of acidic or basic nature of soil. So the farmers which are working in the farm, they face the excessive use of chemical fertilizer because they have to make the plants or crop production better. But the excessive use of chemical fertilizer, it turns the soil acidic. So after some time plant growth is affected क्योंकि जो soil का nature है बहुत acidic हो जाता है, which is not optimal for their growth. What to do? So if the soil is too acidic, the plants do not grow well. It can be treated with lime, which is a base. It lowers the acidic nature of soil and makes the soil neutral, which is optimal for plant growth. जैसे कि आप साइड फिगर में देख सकते हैं कि फार्मर्स ने दे स्प्रेड सम lime into the soil. However, if the soil is basic, then we can add organic matter like manure or composted leaves, because when the bacteria or microorganism they digest this organic matter, then some acid is released into the soil, which neutralizes the basic nature of the soil. So we can see that depending on the excessive nature of whether it is of the soil, whether it is too acidic or too basic, we can perform a corresponding opposite s- substance we can add in the soil, which maintains its um, so that it is optimal for plant growth. Third important application of neutralization reaction is found in treatment of industrial waste. So what the problems we face, that when the factory waste is released into the nearby lake, it changes the nature of water. That declines the population of fish and other aquatic animals, as you can see in the side figure. How to cure it? So if the factory waste is acidic in nature, it can be neutralized by adding basic substances before releasing into the lake. तो इसका मतलब ये है कि अगर फैक्ट्री का वेस्ट बहुत ज़्यादा एसिडिक है, सो इट विल हार्म दी एनिमल्स जो कि उस लेक में रहते हैं, बिकॉज वाटर का जो न्यूट्रल करेक्टर है अब वो एसिडिक बन जाता है, बिकॉज वी नो दैट वाटर इज अ न्यूट्रल. सो उस न्यूट्रल एनवायरनमेंट में जितने भी फिशेस हैं, सी एनिमल्स हैं और सी प्लांट्स हैं वो सर्वाइव करते हैं. बट अगर इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट को डायरेक्टली हमने पुश कर दिया उस वाटर में, देन इट इज हार्मफुल फॉर द एक्वेटिक लाइफ. सो इसके लिए वी नीड टू add some base material before directly releasing into the lake, so that the water is nearly neutral. So now we can summarize what we have learned in this chapter, that the substances around us can be may be classified into acidic, basic, and neutral. We can use the extracts of lichen, red rose, hibiscus flower, purple cabbage, turmeric to test the nature of different substances. Substances that show different colors in acidic and basic solution, they are called acid-base indicators. Acids turn the color of blue litmus paper to red, and bases turns the color of red litmus paper to blue. Extract of red rose gives red color in acidic solutions and green color in basic solutions. Yellow color of turmeric turns red in basic solution but remains unchanged in acidic and neutral substances. So that's why the turmeric is called a partial indicator. An acid and base neutralize each other. They form salt, water along with the evolution of heat. We can find various application of these neutralization reactions in our daily life, like red and bite, acidic or basic nature of soil, and industrial waste can be attempted to be managed by the process of neutralization. So यहाँ पर ये चैप्टर खत्म होता है. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and if you like it, then please subscribe and comments, and I will come with the next chapter of this great